Christine. Good afternoon. How are you?
Hi, Natalie. How are you? Good,
I,
thank you.
I'm good. I'm so hot. It's so hot.
Yeah,
In
it's
Newcastle today.
crazy.
Crazy.
Don't tell me I'm middle of Queensland, so
What is the temperature for you?
I'm on the Gold Coast.
But what is is it like 36, 38?
34-ish today.
Yeah, right. About the same as here.
Yeah.
Anyway, so excuse the heat. To anyone who's not in Australia yet, you'll learn soon. Okay, so thank you so much for joining us. Very excited about this because you are a wealth of knowledge. So the expression goes about education in Australia, but more importantly, choosing the right course. Because a lot of my clients and my community, they are often choose a course that they're not very passionate about, that they don't want to do. Maybe they feel like they should do it or they've been told to do it, but it's not what they truly want to do in Australia. And I know that you are a big believer in doing what you love. And so I'm really eager to hear about, what you do, how you can help us, and what your insights are as well. So before we start, introduce yourself. So what brought you to Australia? How long have you been here? What do you do?
Yeah, so originally I'm from Hungary, and before Australia, I used to live in Italy. And actually, that's my third country to live. So I came in 2006, so 17 years ago, with kind of no English, on a student visa. And I spent 2 months in Sydney to study the language. And after, I just moved up to the Gold Coast.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
Wild. Oh, it's a weird echo. So what do you do now? So I know that you are an education agent coach, right? So you educate education agents.
Yes. So in 2000, over 10 years ago, I just opened my own education agency. And I was helping students from all around the world, over 40 countries, to come to Australia to live here. And I was working with immigrants as well, to help them to settle down and get the visas, because in our business we had always migration agents working with us. And this year I just decided to help for education agents to give a better counseling and to have a holistic approach in their counseling, because I'm a truly believer that if you help the students to live their passion, to find their passion, they will be much more successful in their career than someone who is just picking a course because, okay, I just want to have a bachelor degree.
Yeah.
And at Live Abroad Academy, I will have coaching for and courses for education agents. And I will work with individuals. They want to live abroad, and I'm helping them to overcome challenges. And I will have courses as well for people they are living abroad or they want to go live abroad.
Perfect. So like a live abroad consultant almost.
I cannot hear you properly.
Oh dear, guys. This is the first time this has happened. So like a live abroad consultant?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, what was the question?
I said, so you're almost like a live abroad consultant. So you help people with their lives and living abroad.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, the sound seems to be back. I was thrown off a little bit because of the echo there. Yeah, great. So when you came to Australia back in 2006, I think you said, what were your biggest challenges? What were your biggest challenges that you overcame?
Yeah, I mean, I had two bigger challenges. One of them was the English barrier. I mean, I had back home a career, I had my own businesses, and once I arrived here, I had a really little English. And so I was focusing on that one, to learn the language as soon as I can. to be able to do the same things I was able to do back in the other countries. So that was my main priority. And, you know, with the barriers, it was really, with the language barriers, it was really hard to build up the connections, the network. And the second thing is when you are moving abroad, then you are just alone there, and then you just have to build up all of your network. And I think that's the hardest part, because you have to build up everything from scratch. It's like restarting your life at age of 17, 18, when you are just getting your wings, getting out from your home, and to build up everything.
Absolutely. This sounds great, isn't it? Have you got your phone on?
No.
No? Okay. We'll just have to keep going. I'm really sorry for the sound. I'm scared to talk.
No, it's for the sound, or for us, it's perfect.
Okay. I'll keep going.
Keep go. I mean, for us, I mean, for me, it's perfect. I don't hear your echo.
You don't hear the echo?
No.
Okay, so it's maybe just me. Okay, so I'm going to keep talking then. I was scared to talk for a second. Okay, wonderful, perfect. So, as we said, you really believe in people doing what they love. And I also know that one of your big beliefs is that you should focus on the language first.
Yes.
Is that right? Can you tell us a bit about that?
That's crucial, because if someone is trying to sell me that, I can learn that language in 2 months, I'm speaking 4 languages, so I'm fluent in 4 languages. None of them achieved in 2 months. So it's a mission impossible. You need time for that language to settle down, and you need time to get that accent properly and to learn it. And if someone is telling, 8 weeks of English is enough, usually it's not enough. And once they go to further studies, vocational education or bachelor degree, with universities is a bit easier, because they have the language exam requirements. But for example, for vocational education, sometimes they need just an in-house test. They don't need a language exam. And if someone is coming from overseas, the visa is attached to the setup, what we are doing, or let's say 8 weeks of English, and then the diploma course, or then the certificate course. And after, it's really hard to change. So if someone is not good enough in the language, getting into the vocational school or getting starting a bachelor degree or any other courses, they will struggle with the assessment. And the focus will be on the language. Oh my God, I have to write that one in English. The focus won't be on, that's interesting what I'm studying.
So if there's anyone watching this, maybe overseas, and they want to come to Australia and they don't know what course they want to do, what advice can you give them to help them choose the right course?
I mean, we always start our consultation that about what they have been doing, matching with a CV. If it's not a school leaver, then what they have been doing in the past, what they like, what career they can imagine. So we just build up a picture, what they want to be in the future, and then we match that course to the future plan.
Perfect. So I'm going to ask you a bit of a controversial question, but not controversial, but one thing that I noticed, and it is tied with migration, is that a lot of the migration agents would say, do this course because there's a visa pathway. What's your opinion about that?
Yes, so it's really controversial. If someone is really, really keen to migrate and that's the only option, that can be a may go, but I never suggest to do something what you don't like because of the visa. Visa rules may change with the time, and you are investing time and money in something which is not that secure.
Yeah.
So I truly believe if someone is is learning something what they love and what they have passion for, it can create more success. Maybe not in this country, it could be in another country, but they will live a lot happier life. They will be more confident what they are doing.
Yeah. So really what you're saying is that there is options other than just doing a course for the sake of a course. It could be self-employment. It could be living in a different country. So you really do believe that people should do what they love.
Yeah, I truly believe that one, because it's just too long term to do something what you don't like and invest money and time in.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you do what you love?
Yes, I do.
So
I have a big passion, you see, from how I'm talking about that. And I was always doing what I love for work.
Yeah. So let's think about some of the people who might be listening to this, and perhaps they are international students in Australia. Maybe they were in the ELICOS, the English language learning, and they want to go do another certificate or diploma or something in Australia. How would you help them to decide what their next step is after their English studies?
So once we start the consultation, usually we ask for a CV, and then we have an interview kind of thing, and we go through lots of questions regarding their past, their present, and what they plan. And then we are together with the student. We try to find a course which is suitable, which is affordable, and what they think and what they can imagine that in the future it can be a great career option for them.
Yeah. And would you say that mostly university courses?
No, I mean, it just depends. Some people just need a bit of extra skill because they have a very good degree from back home, but they maybe need something, a leadership course to get into management position and learn about that one.
Absolutely. The reason I asked that is because we were talking about it just before, and you said that so many people think that they should do a university course, and then maybe they have 1 or 2 bachelor's degrees on their resume, but they still can't get a job. So it's really important to look about the skills that they have and what the best courses are, vocational, TAFE or university. Would you say that most people are open to doing vocational courses? And if people are listening to this, because I know that this happens, and a lot of people that I work with, they say, I need to do a master's in Australia. And it's as if they come to Australia and they don't want to waste their time. So they invest in a very expensive master's course, or that's what their goal is to save up tens of thousands of dollars for a master's course. But maybe they could get a job in the field they want by doing a diploma at a TAFE course. What would you say to someone who's in that situation, who really is dreaming of a master's course because that's what they feel like they should do?
I always try to find out the reason why the master course. It is related to the career, or just want to have a title, or just want to put in the CV, or just really want to go that way and have a better education.
Yeah.
So every case is unique and different. You can't put one hat, and we have to have that conversations with all of our students, and we have to spend that time on it to find out why that master course is important. If the master course is so important for them, then let's do it. But because of the master course, and we talked about before the live, because of the master course, it's not guarantee you a job. So you have to have that specific soft skills as well to be able to find that job, what you love, and go towards your career.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, echo. What would your, based on your personal experience of coming to Australia and your big experience and expertise and professional expertise in this field, what is maybe the 3 biggest pieces of advice that you could give to someone who is new to Australia now, who is looking to start their career and has to do some education and upskilling?
So the first thing is to learn the language in a really good level, to be able to communicate and kind of sell yourself on the market to get the job as well, what you want, plus to be able to study in a level where you want to study. And that study must not be a struggle. The study must be as an enjoyment. And if you have a good level of English, it will be more enjoyable. Yeah. The second thing is that you have to adapt. If you move to a new country, you have to adapt the new things. Mm-hmm. So you have to be open to new things, to learn new things. And it's a kind of cultural shock. So you will meet with new tradition, you will meet with new nationalities. You have to be open and adopt the system. So your life won't be like back home. Mm-hmm. And the third one, people usually struggling with homesickness. Mm-hmm. And with a homesickness, you just have to try to find maybe some friends or a restaurants from your home country and just go there. And then it will remind you for that home country. And I think that will make a bit easier. Of course, you will miss your relatives, you will miss your parents, siblings, and your best friends. Mm-hmm. But if you choose to study abroad or live abroad, mm-hmm. that's a challenge or an obstacle you have to go through.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us about Live Abroad Academy, which is very new for you. So you've already said that you'll have courses for education consultants so that they can coach and mentor and help people to choose courses in a more holistic way.
Yes.
And what about some of the courses and services that you will have for people who need help living abroad or need help with settling abroad? What kind of help can you offer them? What kind of help do you think is important?
Yeah, so it will be mentoring as well, and it will be courses set up to help them to get through the challenges what they are having at the beginning. I mean, based on my experience and living in 3 countries, speaking 4 languages, I went through lots of challenges as well. And I worked in the past over 10 years with over 1,000 students regarding that. So I just put that experience in a course, and it will be available from February next year.
Oh, exciting. So what type of challenges? What type of challenges?
I mean, all of the communication at the beginning regarding how to set up your network, how to find new friends, and all of those stuff.
Perfect. That sounds really good. That'd be very valuable, especially networking. I've spoken to a lot of people in this Ask the Expert series, and one thing that almost everyone talks about is building your connections, building your community, and networking. And
that's crucial. Even if you are in the university or studying, or even if you are trying to find a job, or even once you want to go back to your home country and get a job there. So network is very, very important.
Absolutely. I spoke to Poon, who's an executive coach this morning, and she spoke about networking or connection because I don't like the word networking and many of my clients don't. So we call it connecting.
Yeah,
connecting instead of networking. So she talked about, which makes sense because I always say, push yourself out of your comfort zone to my clients. Just go to the networking event, push yourself out of your comfort zone. But what she said is we should stretch our comfort zone just a little bit. So 80% feeling, comfortable, and the 20% can be pushing yourself a little bit so that you can gradually stretch out your comfort zone. So I guess when it comes to networking, that's what you can do as well. You don't have to just go crazy at the beginning. You could just go step by step and gradually push yourself and, become more confident.
Yeah, that's very important to gain that confidence
Yeah.
with a little step to do it. And lots of people, they are thinking, oh, I never did that one from in my home country, but here you need to do it.
Vital. And you've obviously got a lot of connections through your businesses. What are your networking tips or your connection tips? Like, what would you say you have done successfully when it comes to building contacts and networking?
Yeah. So accept every invitation.
Ooh,
And
okay.
even if you don't feel to, I mean, every invitation, of course, it just, if it's suitable for you.
Yeah.
And even if you think, I'm a bit afraid or I don't know, I'm not ready, you are ready. That's the time because they invited you. There is a reason you've got that invitation to that business meeting or to that school meeting or that special friends invited to you to a barbecue. So always try to adopt the new things.
Yeah.
And I think that's very, very important as well.
Yeah. And do you use LinkedIn a lot, or is it more face-to-face networking you do?
I mean, I do a lot of face-to-face networking, and since we switched a bit more online, I'm doing lots of online as well. But I truly believe that personal connections has a value, and it's important for your career.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. I think a lot of us tend to sit behind our computers a little bit, but yeah, going out and building and meeting people is something that I probably don't do as much as I should anymore. And, hopefully other people listening learn that it is something that you should do as advised by you. So,
Yeah, and here in Australia, I think it's a lot easier. For example, in Hungary, where I'm coming from, it was not that important, or it wasn't so many events where you could have go.
yeah.
Here in Australia, people are more open-minded because we are, I think, more multicultural, and we have a lot more events to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even organized by schools or even organized by workplaces, or at Eventbrite you can find lots of events where you can go, and you just have to pick what you are interested in, because if you're interested in something, if you go for an event, there will be people who are interested in the same thing.
Yeah.
So you have already a connection, and you have already something to talk about, and it will be something to talk about what you like.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I say as well to my clients. Just go hiking on meetup.com as well. There's like lots of different groups.
Meetup.com is a good thing. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So you don't have to start with professional events. You could just start by doing something that you really like and meeting people. So yeah, absolutely. We both agree on that. Is there anything else you'd like to say to people about who might be watching about living abroad, doing what they love, choosing the right course, the decisions, etc.?
So I think it's important as well to seek a professional advice. And here in Australia, they are amazing professionals. For example, you, Natalie, with your Job Speak Up Academy, is amazing how you are helping students or internationals to get into jobs, and to see all of your posts that how successful were in a new job interview. So I think that one is very important. Even regarding visa advice, don't ask your friends, ask a migration agent. Regarding education advice, don't ask your flatmate, ask a proper education agent who has experience in that area and who can help you with a wide range of options professionally. And it's regarding with resume writing. You have to upskill yourself with everything and get those connections. And I think professionals, yes, maybe it's a bit of investment, but at the end of the day, it takes us a lot shorter time to learn things and achieve things with an expert help than without.
100%. And yeah, it is a big investment, but there's so much misinformation out there. And I spoke about this with Jose, who's the migration agent, which I know you know Jose as well, is, you know, there's so much misinformation out there. And some of the biggest mistakes he sees, and I'm sure you as well, is because someone doesn't ask a professional. They get information from a Facebook group or their roommate. So they just they guess it. So yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree to ask a professional. So if you need any advice about education or living abroad, then you are able to help with that still. Is that right? You still still have
So Dream Service International is still helping for educational for international students regarding education.
Yeah. Perfect. So with just a quick introduction of Dream Service International, I know I usually, anyone who's got questions about education, I usually send to Christine, because as you can see, she's a very passionate and holistic person. Like, she really cares about the choices that you make in terms of them being the right choice for you. Whereas unfortunately, there are some agencies out there who will just get you into a course that's the quickest way, but that's sincerely not what you do. So can you tell us quickly about a little bit about what you do at Dream Services that would help students?
So Dream Service International, it's an education agency, and we are helping internationals to come to Australia to study, and we are trying to match their career goals with a course. So we are not just selling courses, we are enrolling to careers.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Not selling dreams, but you know.
Yeah, so that's my really passion, to not to spend time, which is very valuable, our time and money, on something what you never will need, never will use.
Totally right.
If it's a cheaper course, if you don't use it, why you spend that money on it?
Yeah, 100%. And you know, a cheap course is still thousands of dollars, so it's not really cheap, is it?
Yeah. And there are lots of courses outside. So if someone is, and sometimes I'm telling my clients, have you done your research? Because universities and schools, they have amazing, even vocational schools and ALICOS, English language schools, have amazing videos up regarding the courses, amazing pages. So you can do a bit of research.
Yeah.
To find your way.
Yeah, absolutely.
So sometimes they have open days. I always sending my students to those open days to have a look, to have a feel, because it's a big investment. So you need to find yourself familiar in that environment where you will go to learn.
Absolutely. So it's a big time commitment as well. It's expensive and a big time commitment. Well, thank you. If there's no questions, that's all from me. And if anyone has any questions later, I'm sure if you just comment on the post, Christine will be happy to answer. And the replay is going to be available really, really soon, by video and audio, as long as this sound quality is okay. And then, yeah, you'll be able to watch this whenever you want to. So thank you so much for sharing that with us, Christine. So
thank you, Natalie, for having me. And we will put 2 links under the interview as well. One for people they want to live abroad to sign up for the course launch, and one for the education agents they want to sign up for the course launch. So with those 2 links, you can contact us as well.
Yeah, perfect. All right. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Natalie. Have a lovely day.
Bye.
Thank you. See you.